Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Powley's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be investigating a fragrance from the house of Hermes. This is known as Rocabar For Men. So this came out in 1998, and this is an EDT eau de toilette concentration, and this is classified as a woody, spicy fragrance. So the bottle I have is about 8 to 10 years old. So this may not be the original formulation, possibly the second formulation of this fragrance. So this is a fragrance that has a great initial scent profile, has a great first dry down, but it has poor longevity, very poor longevity, and the late dry down is almost non-existent in terms of the scent profile. Starts out with a dynamic scent profile, but then the final dry down is unremarkable. It's just kind of like an earthy woodiness with maybe a touch of sweetness. So I'm going to give a spray on the back of my wrist and we'll break it down step by step. So initially you get a bitter mixture of herbs and citrus and some pine notes, but quickly it changes into a sweet herb mixture with citrus, and I would also say it's a little bit peppery and some definite powdery floral notes. So at this point, the fragrance has some great potential. Then in about an hour, the fragrance peaks. 45 minutes an hour from this point, the fragrance peaks. It has a balsamic kind of syrupy woodiness to it, like a sappiness. It's very sweet, very enticing. And you get a touch of like a burning incense. It has a dark earthiness and a definite sweetness. But I would say another half hour after that, it just fades. You barely can pick up the scent profile on your skin, and all I can detect is like an earthy woodiness with maybe a slight touch of sweetness. If you spray it on your clothes, it may last a little bit longer. So if you spray this fragrance continually, you will keep up the good parts of the scent profile. But if you don't spray it, let's say every hour and a half, you won't even be able to smell it. So top notes of this fragrance are cedar, juniper, coriander, lemon, and bergamot. The mid notes are cypress, cedar, cardamom, and carnation and violet. And the base notes are balsam, benzoin, vanilla, oak moss, and patchouli. So the performance on this, like I said, was below average. It was poor performance. Hour 15, hour and a half max. And this is very, very disappointing. But the most disappointing part about this fragrance is, of course, there's the performance, but how there's this buildup, and you have the first dry down, and then kind of the second dry down occurs maybe about 45 minutes in. But the late dry down, so to speak, is such a decline from the middle part of the fragrance. It goes in the opposite direction, has this remarkable incline, and then it just declines sharply. It falls completely off the map. So again, the late dry down is weak, it's mediocre. The scent profile is almost non-existent. So this is the fragrance that if you're going to buy, you have to try before you buy. It had great, like I said, great potential. An initial spray, the first shift from the initial spray to the first dry down and then the mid dry down is excellent. And that's where you would have to start respraying it, when you start to lose the mid dry down. But if you wait too long, you won't even be able to pick it up on your skin. So overall, like I said, if you bought this fragrance, you would have to constantly reapply it to sustain not so much the longevity, that's one thing, but to sustain that initial mid scent profile, which disappears rather quickly. So this is a curious fragrance in terms of the way it was designed by Hermes. It's a disappointment, something that had great potential, but never actually actualized that potential. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions you have, leave them down below and I will always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.